Help us understand how Rajasthan is placed right now on religious lines and caste lines in terms of voting for this year.
Well, that's a tough one to start with, but in any case, it's an issue that I think is extremely important. Uh, as far as the BJP's campaign is concerned in Rajasthan, I think one of their frontal sort of issues on which their attack is coming has been this entire issue of communal tensions or communal incidents, I would say, that have happened in the state in the last few years. And of course, it helps the BJP in two ways. One, they can target the Gehlot government on what they claim is a deteriorating law and order situation in the state. And secondly, of course, it helps them to play the Hindutva or polarizing politics that's almost like the hallmark of the BJP's politics for a very long time, ever since the late 80s and early 90s, when we saw the mobilization around the Ram Temple and Ayodhya, and of course, more aggressively, more unabashedly over the past decade, we've seen this politics being played out. So in Rajasthan, yes, they've made every effort possible to try and polarize voters. But Faye, I must tell you, I don't think the tactic is succeeding as much as the BJP would like it to, and as much as it has made it one of its central sort of planks for a return to power in Rajasthan. So we have from the very top, you have Prime Minister Modi to Home Minister Amit Shah to UP Chief Minister Adityanath coming and giving his brand of interpretation to every incident that has happened in Rajasthan. At the same time, the communal temperature in the state has not worsened uh, in any significant way. And much as the BJP leaders are even trying to make the Ram Temple issue a very, core part of their appeal to the voters, uh, Rajasthan essentially remains a state where, it's not so much the Hindu-Muslim issue that resonates with too many. It's more the caste dynamics that tends to dominate people's minds when they vote. I'm not saying that this issue will have no resonance at all I'm saying is that it will not have the kind of resonance that the BJP is hoping to achieve. And in terms of parties not fielding, well, BJP is gone with not one candidate. The last time around, they had at least one Muslim candidate who was a cabinet minister at that time in the Vasundhara Raje government. And after a lot of lobbying from Vasundhara Raje, he was fielded. And guess where he was fielded? He was fielded against Sachin Pilot. So promptly he lost that election because it was not even his area where he was being fielded. This time around, the BJP has not bothered to even provide any explanations. And I must mention one specific issue. There is a seat in Ajmer district called the Masuda constituency. And guess what? The BJP, in its list, officially announced one party leader, a guy called Abhishek Singh, as its candidate for the Masuda constituency. And guess what happens? Within a few hours, there is some rumor mongering, and there is a kind of a trend that's created on Twitter and various other social media platforms. And some of his critics start alleging that he's not a Hindu, he's a Muslim. The guy keeps arguing that I am a Rawat Rajput. This actually connects with a specific community in Rajasthan called the Cheetah Marat. They live around, places and villages close to Ajmer. So they slam him and say he is not a Hindu but a Muslim. And guess what the BJP does? Within a few hours, on the very next day, they bring out new list and they drop him and they bring in another face. and he's the one who's then taken over. So even just the rumor of one of their own leaders, who is very much a
Mm-hmm.
Hindu, but simply because
Wow.
he is starred by some of his critics or by some locals in that area, that he is a Muslim, that he follows some Muslim practices, etc., he is promptly dropped like a hot brick by the BJP. I think even by their rather interesting, rather twisted sort of interpretations of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. I think this ticket switch in Masuda constituency really is a sort of a new sort of feat that the Sangh Parivar or the Saffron Brigade has achieved in Rajasthan. So, I mean, this should tell you how seriously they are pushing for this polarizing
Mm.
agenda.